Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm here with Robbie. He's invited me down to his house and we are going to answer some questions on lice, life advice. Not lice, unless you've got lice, then you might have to give you some advice on lice. So we're going to give you some answers to what we think. Don't take this as gospel. It's just our version, okay? Don't want suing, do we, mate?
Nah, don't want that.
Can't be doing with that. So if you don't hear your answer to your question on here, go over to Robbie's and it might be on there.
Yeah, we split him in half.
Okay, sounds fair, doesn't it?
Scott Delaney from YouTube asks, where to begin in building a new life in a completely new area? Got a job in a flat, etc. Just the rest is hard. It is difficult, that, isn't it? I mean, it's just trying to make friends and do things. So obviously you might make friends from work that you can go out with. If you've got kids, it's easy because you meet people at school run and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not suggesting you have a kid, Scott, if you're not at that stage in your life, but it's an option. I'd say join clubs and things like that, and you might take a while to find the one that you do. But for example, in the village I live in, there's a running club, and I'm not a member of it, but you see them out running, and then you see them all in the pub afterwards. Yeah. So that's a good way to meet people. Just doing things like that, I think is a pretty good option.
Yeah, there's also, on Facebook now, there's a lot of these spotted locations, spotted where the village is. Probably join on that. They normally have groups going and just make yourself available, volunteer yourself for things to, and you'll soon start meeting people, cricket clubs and football clubs. Go down to your local ones and go for it.
Alfie Terry from Twitter asks, how do you both of you measure success in life, e.g. money, happiness, etc.? Happiness.
It's got to be happiness.
100%.
If you could have £1 billion and be unhappy like Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's exactly the example I was going to use. There's no way I'm 100% happier than Donald Trump is. He's, in theory, the most sort of powerful man in the world.
Yeah.
It's 100% happiness. You need, obviously, to do stuff to be able to survive and all that. But yeah, I think 100%, if people are happy, I think they're successful. And money's not... Don't impress me much, to quote Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Is that her?
But it does help, money. It does help. But, just try and live within your means and just be happy. You don't need a Maserati, you don't need a 14-story building and all that.
My house isn't a 14-story building,
not.
He wasn't pointing at that. Yeah,
very nice house though, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
I like your balcony thing where you
nice, isn't it? It's bedroom up there.
Good. Stops the kids running out, I suppose, doesn't it?
Do you know why we've got a little balcony up there? One of the reasons is because I have a FIFA tournament every year with my friends and we use that for trophy lifts. That's literally the reason we said yes to getting a little balcony there.
Brilliant. Is it 39 steps up there as well?
I did count it once, but I can't remember. I think it was like 20. Clay Disarray from YouTube asks, why is it that nobody warns you about two things once you hit your 40s, heartburn and your near sight going kaput? Hello, varifocals. How do we get either of those?
I've never had heartburn in my life. My eyesight started to go when I was 50, and when I went to... when I couldn't read close up, just went to Wilko's and bought some glasses. Don't let it bother you, to be fair, mate. It's it does go.
There we go.
You can't do anything about it.
This isn't really a life advice question, but it's a good question. Best drinking session you've ever been on?
We went to watch the West Indies play England at the TBI, Trent Bridge Inn at Nottingham, and that was one of the best with all my mates. And we got the Billy Clark stand singing "Cheer Up, Sleepy Jean." That was good.
Yeah, nice. Nick from YouTube asks, I'm not really fussed about going to uni, but I'm worried that it will hold me back. Do I enjoy more years in education and the chance it will get me a job in my preferred field, or do I use that time to find something else that I enjoy doing? I think if you're not bothered about going to uni, don't go to uni, unless you need it for your career, because it's a lot of money and there's other things you could do. So I'd say, unless you need it, a degree, or particularly want to go, don't feel you have to.
There's a lot of pressure on kids at the moment, I feel, that you've got to go to uni. It's like on Facebook, you see other people who have got kids and they get to school and they get the qualifications and they're posting all this, well done Tarquin for getting to university and doing all this. And it puts so much pressure on kids nowadays. Mate, if you want to just go and get a job, get an apprenticeship at a place and work, if you want that kind of thing. I think an apprenticeship's quite a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, they're great apprenticeships.
Yeah. just be happy, mate. Just enjoy your life. It's too short to be worrying.
Jack A. Swindlehurst from Twitter asks, again, sort of life advice. You've only got 3 items you can have in a fire up. What are they? Toast included. Sorry, 5 items. Sorry, 5 items.
You need about 4 sausages, 3 bacon, black pudding, eggs and tomatoes.
Okay, I'm going to go bacon, sausage, egg, hash brown.
Oh, hash brown.
Too late, Dave, you missed it.
Oh. June, why don't
I'm
you
going to
have
go
hash browns?
HP sauce, if that counts as one of the 5, because I love a bit of HP sauce on the side. James Rogers from YouTube asks, have you ever struggled with day-to-day motivation? Even the most basic of things feels like a chore. If so, what did you do to help you get over it? I find myself sat around feeling sorry for myself a lot of the time. I go to work, that's about it. Everything else is draining. Yeah, I mean, I do feel... it can be hard to motivate yourself to do stuff, but you've just got to do it if you want to have an enjoyable life, which presumably you do. I think breaking things down and giving yourself small targets of things you want to do. So if there's something you've been putting off, just do the first bit of it, and then you'll probably find once you've done a bit, you can do a bit more. Like if you I think exercise as well is useful for that. But again, with that, if you think, I can't be bothered to do exercise, go, right, I'm going to go and run for at least a minute or whatever it is you're going to do. Chances are once you've got out there and done it, you'll do more. But if not, then at least you got out and did it. So just start, I would say.
Yeah, we've June's found these people on YouTube that do keep fit exercises.
Oh, nice.
There's one for the Fabulous 50s, which is more just keeping you active and stretching, and another one's called Lucy Wyden Reed, and she does like a 7-minute workout. And now if you can't get yourself motivated for 7 minutes to do a little bit of exercise, then I think you've got bigger problems as well. So you've just got to get up and get on with it. There's a lot of people who can't do things, and you're fortunate that you can, so get off your backside and go for it.
Sam Logan from YouTube asks, hey Robbie, just me, any advice on getting a job after university, whether it be a career job or just a temporary one to save some money? Sort of depends on what you're doing, and it's, to be honest, it would have changed massively since I last got a job, because it wasn't really, people didn't go for jobs on the internet. So not really, I don't know, depends sort of, I need more information about what sort of career it is, I'm afraid. FluxFX from YouTube asks, it's another one for me I think, do you recommend doing a ski season? I've just finished uni in the sector I've graduated and slowed down a bit in terms of jobs. What do you think? Yes! I think you could have guessed that. Definitely do. I spent a year in Canada skiing and it was one of the best years ever. It's a lovely place to go. It's sort of a bit like that uni sort of vibe, a lot of going out, really good atmosphere. Hard work, particularly in Europe. I think in France, when I was in Canada, we got 2 days off a week, which I think in Europe, a lot of the time it's only 1 day off you'll get. But it's a great thing to do, well worth doing for a year.
Are you quite good at skiing then? Because I've never ever done it.
I'm decent, yeah. I'm not top tier or anything, but I can get down most things.
That's
and
good
go,
stuff,
go quite quick. You ever considered doing it?
Brilliant. The trouble is with me, I've broke my leg a couple of times and I'm scared to death of doing it again. So I'm a little bit worried of...
Get more injuries in football. Playing football.
That's why I've stopped playing football.
There you go. All right. Don't ski then. James Kneebone from YouTube asks, how did you enjoy being vegan plant-based? Are you continuing? Is Dave considering giving it a go? So that's, I mentioned on Twitter that I've been doing the 30 days of plant-based eating, and I'm going to do a video on that very soon. We're here making fatty, so I'm not doing it exclusively, but it's definitely changed my outlook on food and changed the way I eat. So, Dave, ever considered going vegan?
I've not considered going vegan. I've not really considered vegetarian. I do. June would go vegetarian, just apart from that she likes bacon sandwiches too much. But and that's serious, you know. I mean, it's one of them things. But we do look to cut down on eating animal products and stuff. So I don't think we need it as much as people seem to think you do. But I do think you need something meaty based. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, my video will be up very soon on that.
I'm looking forward to that, mate. I'm really looking forward to that.
Thanks. Aquatic Handyman from YouTube asks, I've just started getting into cigars. Do either of you enjoy a cigar?
I used to many years ago. I puffed on a cigar many years ago and it made me sick. But I used to like the little... You were laughing at that, aren't you? Because you can remember. I like the little Tom Thumb ones. in
Oh,
the
right,
tin.
yeah.
I did like them, but I don't smoke. I don't even vape or anything nowadays. So.
No, not for me.
No.
Ben's Life from YouTube asks, favourite meat to have on the barbecue? Not really life advice, but...
It's any kind of meat to me. I know we've just been speaking about vegan and stuff, but
sausages.
I just, it's a bit hard for me. I'll eat anything.
Bobby Fish from YouTube asks, I really fancy this girl, but I don't want to say anything as we get along well as good friends, and I feel like it will ruin our good friendship. I don't know how to approach it, and I feel like it's eating me up every day that passes. What should I do, and how should I deal with it? It might well ruin your friendship.
Yeah, it might be. Or is it worth that gamble?
Yeah. I mean, if it's bothering you that much, then I think you might as well go all in.
Yeah. Surely you must be able to read signs, though, as well, if a person, gently stand next to her and just, sorry.
Yeah.
She might turn around and say, I like that. I liked it.
So you could, I mean, it's a gamble, isn't it? But I'd maybe try and find a different girl, go out with her, and then you'll find out if she's interested because she'll get jealous.
Yeah, she'll get jealous. What a great idea, buddy.
Yeah,
that's the best one. Go find somebody else. Pay a mate's sister to just go out with you.
You were going to say pay a girl?
No, I'm going to say pay a mate's sister to go out with you or something and just see what happens.
You were saying that. Right,
yeah, I was, but not...
But not that way.
Not that way, to just help you out, you know what I mean?
Help you out.
Oh.
Oliver G from YouTube asks, what was both of your dream jobs as a child, then as a teenager, then as a young adult? Are you happy with life now? Would you ever expect to do what you do now? I didn't really know what I wanted to do as a child. At uni, I sort of thought I quite liked the idea of media, and then I sort of went into it. But I mean, part of my job is doing YouTube, and that didn't exist. So, no, I wouldn't have expected to be doing this, but it's great. Things will change. You can't predict it. But as long as you're doing stuff and being active, I think you'll have adventures.
Yeah, me, I never had a dream job. I never really. All I wanted to do was earn enough money to go out with the lads, pay me way, pay me board, get a car, that kind of thing. I never really had a dream job. Just life just takes you down a road, doesn't it? And you make the most of it. It's I never thought I'd be doing YouTubing and mixing with people that I used to watch on Soccer AM. I never ever thought of that. But it's just as long as you enjoy yourself in it.
Yeah.
And it's just
chase happiness, not
money. Chase happiness.
Enjoy the ride. June says.
Yes.
Paul Diver from YouTube asks, I'm almost 40 and the only two things I'm qualified for are factory production work, which is currently unsafe, and film theatre, which is currently non-existent. Any thoughts on keeping me out the humber? Do you know what I will say? On my YouTube, on the community post to this, there were so many people giving great advice to Paul at this. Much better than... I just read the things that they said on that. Thoughts on keeping me out the humber? I mean, there's not... If it's just some work that you want to do for now, there's lots of things you can do. I mean,
I take it that the humber remark's just tongue in cheek.
I presume it is joking. Yeah. I hope so. But yeah, I mean, search around, just see what you can do for a bit. I mean, there's lots of things that are taking off at the minute, like delivery stuff. Supermarkets were hiring quite a lot recently. And
I was actually thinking of joining Amazon to do a bit of delivery, just to keep going. But just as a thought, Paul. You've got an iPhone or a Samsung or something, why don't you try making a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Just to give yourself something to do, and you never know what might come of it.
Yeah.
You might be sitting here with Robbie in a couple of years answering questions.
Who is Drewby from YouTube asks, what's the best and worst thing about being 40 plus? Best thing first, Dave?
Best thing is that your life changes and you really don't care what people think or say about you.
Yeah, you're less worried about stuff. All the stuff that's nonsense you don't care about.
You just switch off, don't you?
Worst thing about being 40 plus?
The fact that your knees hurt or something like that. It's
it's physical things, I think. And that, like, there's stuff you can do, but it does you have to think a bit more about, if you're doing training or something, you have to think more about recovery time and stuff like that. So that's a bit annoying. It becomes less about trying to maximise performance when you're doing something and more about trying not to get injured.
I mean, I tend to find that I'm watching telly and then all of a sudden she's going, have you gone to sleep? And I fell asleep. And I do tend to drop off. And no, I've seen it. I was watching it.
Ollie Walsh from YouTube asks, hi guys, how did you first get into cooking? As a 20-year-old student, I love eating tasty and healthy food, but I really don't enjoy cooking and only end up eating fish fingers, peas and the odd cheeky tuna melt. Any advice on how to start getting into it and enjoy cooking? Keep up the work. When did you get into cooking, Dave?
I've always enjoyed cooking. It's just one of them things. I enjoy food, but you know where you've just said you're eating a fish fingers, right? Eating fish fingers, not a fish finger. Have you ever thought about doing something where you put the fish finger on a sandwich and then you put like some kind of sauce on, and you make your own sauce and a bit of lemon, and then you put, I don't know, toast it for a start, toasted fish finger sandwich. On Facebook and YouTube, there's many places that we watch, a bloke called Chris the Butcher and Adam Garrett. They do some wonderful recipes that you just gets you really wanting to get up and cook. So
there's things that you can make as well. If you try and find recipes that are quick, there's things that you can make that won't take you any longer than doing these other things. And just find simple things to start with and build up from there.
Yeah, I've found out how to cook a cheese sauce, and I'm going to do a video on that soon. It's 2 ingredients. One of them's cheese, and I'll let you find out what the other one is.
Is it milk?
No.
Thomas Pascal from YouTube asks, hi Robbie and Dave, looking to start a YouTube channel. I'm worried it's going to flop. Any advice from when you both started YouTube?
I'll let you go first, mate, because you've been going longer than me, ain't you?
Have I?
I was September 2017.
Oh, you've been doing it longer than me, I think, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go first then.
All right. My advice on YouTube is just do what you want to do. Don't listen to anybody else, because June did not want me to do this. She thought I would fall flat on my face and that, and I haven't. So just do what you want to do. If you want advice, go and ask for it. Don't let somebody give it to you. That's about it, really, mate. Just enjoy what you do.
I'd say don't worry about the views, and because at the beginning, realistically, no one's going to see your videos, or very few people will see your videos. Focus on making each video a little bit better, whether that's in sort of techniques or your content or your personal delivery or whatever you do, or thumbnails, whatever. Just try and improve a little bit each time. Be consistent and think long term. When I started doing this, I thought I'd like to make some money doing it, and I could be not necessarily all my income, but a portion of my income. And I was thinking in 5 to 10 years was my top time scale. Whereas I do get messages from people saying, I've started my YouTube channel, I'm not having any success, and then look at it and they've had like 4 videos or something like that. So think long term, keep doing it. You see people like the boy John is a great YouTube channel. He's been doing it for years, and now he's just suddenly gone from like I think 100,000 subscribers to 10,000 in a few weeks. Just keep going.
What I used to do, I used to watch Food Review UK. And then what I would do is look what they'd reviewed, copy it, and just give a total different review of the food, and put myself on their video and say, when I reviewed this, and the amount of people I piggybacked off their things was like some kind absolutely amazing.
SEO expert, David.
It was
absolute genius.
Yes, and it did work. And but I do chat to the lads. I have chatted to the lads. I've not chatted to them for a while now, but. Do that. Put your name on other people's videos so people watch you.
Reply to comments as well.
Yeah.
TJN238 from YouTube asks, what's the best way to get into broadcasting journalism without studying at uni? I have a degree already, so could go back to uni, but the only broadcast journalism course is down south, and I'm currently in Scotland, so moving isn't feasible. Is getting a job as a runner and working up a good route. Now, actually, I texted a friend who's a journalist for the BBC to ask him this, because I thought he'd be able to give better advice than me, and he said you could do a postgrad in journalism. Quick search, there are 8 MAs in broadcast journalism in Scotland. That's what I did now, but I'm not sure it's even more expensive, and I'm not sure it's needed. Maybe better off contacting local radio, including BBC, seeing if any opportunities of working even for free while doing other stuff, then working your way up. There's also amazing BBC training schemes, but they're very competitive to get onto. If it was me, I'd get in touch with local BBC and see what opportunities for work experience, freelance work, and then start pitching ideas and recording stuff. They're always desperate and will take most stuff if offered it for free. Great advice.
I'd have gone something like hospital radio and that kind of thing. Get in touch, get your teeth cut. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of, I think working for free gets a bit of a bad rep at the minute.
Yeah.
But I think there is a real benefit to doing it, to showing what you can do, and it gives you experience and all that sort of stuff. So if there is a way you can work for, even if it's at the weekends or something, you can volunteer or something at somewhere, that might help as well. Yeah. Fraser Pocock from YouTube asks, have either of you had to deal with mental health problems? How you advise someone that deals with them? I've never personally, but I've known a lot of people who have, and it's the boring stuff. It's the stuff everyone tells you: exercise, going outside, seeing people, doing things, talking, drugs in some case from the doctor if appropriate. But it's the same things that people tell you them all the time because it works. But certainly, I know a lot of people who exercise helps them a huge amount.
Yeah, I've never actually suffered with anything like that. I don't know why. I must be some kind of freak of nature where I just, even when my mum died, it didn't particularly bother me. I don't know, I suppose I'm a very selfish kind of person when it comes to things like that, but...
it's not selfish, it's just...
I don't know, I've just got this ability to turn off from stuff. That's probably what I meant, not the selfish, but I do just switch off, so I don't know, no, I can't. Sorry, I can't help with that one.
Alexander Davison from YouTube asks, hi Rob and Blue Van Man, I'm feeling extremely stressed in my job. I'm only 22 and staff who are older and more experienced have been working in the job longer than me. I've been on furlough for months. I'm feeling extremely stressed and pressurised, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by saying I'm struggling and then end up unemployed, as I know my company's made redundancies across the company. Sorry for the long-winded problem, thanks in advance. The fact that they've kept you
I was going to say
not on furlough is probably a good thing. In that front, if they are going to make redundancies, I would say, although on the other hand, maybe the other people have paid more than him.
Might be, but like you say, they've kept him on, and that must... Look at it the other way, mate. If they've kept you on, they must see something in you where you've got an ability or a talent that can deal under pressure. So look at it the other way, buddy.
I personally... would say something, but try and do it in a sort of relaxed way as possible. If there's I don't know what terms you're on with your boss, but if you say, look, I'm really struggling here, I'm doing my best, but without making it a HR issue and all that at first port of call, then I think that might be the best approach, and then go from there. But yeah, it is weird furlough, because I think it's I talked to a friend who runs a company the other day, and he's saying it's a bit weird for some people who are at home getting 80% of the money and doing nothing, and the people who are left there are working. Yeah,
I've heard that. We had a lorry driver come in the other day, and he was telling me that the blokes who have been furloughed are actually probably better off. Because they're not spending money getting to work, they're not buying food to eat at work, all that kind of thing. So
there we go. Chris the Butcher, that's your man.
That's where you've seen him.
That's where I've seen him. Chris the Butcher and friends of YouTube ask, every time I have 4 pints of Stella, I'm weeing like a racehorse. Do you think it's a medical problem?
Do you know what? We have this problem. Well,
no, it's not, is it? It's just, doesn't alcohol irritate the bladder?
Does alcohol irritate the bladder, Gene?
Yeah, because I'm all right. I can probably have about 4 or 5 pints. Then as soon as I've gone toilet once, that's it. I have to keep...
Breaking the seal. Yeah, you've got to... Chris, I'd say when you go into it, try and go as long as possible without weeing.
Yeah.
Within reason. You don't want to give yourself a kidney infection. But try and go as long as you can, and then go. If you wee too early, you'll be there all night, and your night's over.
And don't do it in the sink.
Exactly. It's the same for women as well.
Same for women as well, Gin's saying. There you go.
Yeah, so.
That's it.
Yeah, it's worse for women because you've got to queue longer for the toilets. Edward NDC from Twitter asks, what's the best way to tell your boss to go F himself and not be immediately fired? I don't think there is a way.
I don't think there is a way. You may as well just hit him over the head with a stapler.
Yeah.
Or staple in his forehead.
I can't do better than that. Dave's right. Staple his forehead. You'll get sacked.
Yeah, you're going to get sacked no matter what. I don't know, to be fair. If I ever have told my boss to do that, I've pretty much left anyway. Go find yourself another job and then do it on your last day.
Yeah, that's the best way. If you've already quit, you can't get fired.
Yeah.
So become a legend in your workplace by the way you leave.
Be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Right, thanks for that then, folks, for all the questions that you've sent in to me and Robbie. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Don't take what we say for gospel. Do not come back and say Dave and Robbie said this and try and sue us. We're just trying to give little bits of advice. Our lives have gone. If you haven't seen your question answered on air, go over to Robbie's channel and it's probably on there. Hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it. You enjoyed it,
A
mate?
lovely time.
I love these kind of things. Yeah, and hopefully we'll do this again soon. Bye.